Okay, let's get started. I want to officially welcome you to the 3 ways I achieved all day energy without endless coffee, fad diets, or high intensity exercise. I'm so glad that you're here. And I do not take it lightly that you've committed to spending the next hour with me. As I mentioned, this is an interactive training. So we're going to have a conversation together. Just make sure that you leave that chat box open. All right, let's dive in, shall we? So you're here because you want to know how to increase your energy. So it's super important that you block out all distractions. Give this time back to yourself. Put your phone in another room. Well, unless you're watching this on your phone, close out all your tabs, put a do not disturb sign on the door. You know, it's so rare these days that we can give anything our undivided attention, but you're here for a reason. And I want to make sure that you're able to focus on the training. On another note, I do have a special gift for you. Everyone likes getting presents, right? I don't think it's just me. Everything I am going to share with you is equally important, and it's critical that you stay until the end of the webinar so you get the full picture and the tips I'm going to share. Basically, I'm going to bribe you. So close to the end of the webinar, I'm going to post a link in the chat where you can get instant access to the 5 dinner recipes for busy weeknights, which right now in this season, back to school, I think is something we could all use with those busy weeknights, after school activities. We need quick, healthy dinners on the table, right? Tell me in the comments, type I'm staying if you commit to staying until the end. So here's my promise to you today. By the end of this training, I will show you how to shift away from running on coffee, chasing fad diets, and snapping at your family so you can regain the energy you need, get more done, and actually enjoy time with your family. Does that sound good to you? And specifically, you're going to discover why what you've been doing for years to boost your energy doesn't work. And instead, I'm going to walk you through what does. Imagine being able to skip over all the Googling, trial and error, and just do what works. I know when I learned the method that I'm going to share, it changed my life. It's certainly changed my clients' lives, and I know it can change yours too. Type yes in the chat if that sounds good to you. And before we dive further, let me know if you can relate to any of this. Are you tired of relying on coffee throughout the day? Are you fed up with trying each new fad diet that promises it will give you more energy only to feel restricted? Are you going for a run or doing an intense workout just to get an energy boost? Are you unsure how to have steady energy throughout the day? And do you feel guilty for being too tired to play with your kids and spend quality time with your family? Can you relate to any of these? Type yes in the comments if you can relate. And if you're holding and nodding your head yes in agreement to any of these points, I promise I'm not a stalker watching you. I've done all those things. And I promise you, whatever it is that you're doing and it's not working, it's not your fault. It's really hard to know who is right and who to trust. And if you feel anything like I did back then, I would have done just about anything to get rid of my fatigue, except nothing seemed to work. Because what I'm about to share with you is the fastest, simplest way to live your dream. You'll wake up every day feeling rested and ready to go. No more relying on coffee and energy drinks. You'll be able to spend more quality time with your family and friends. You'll be able to stop the energy roller coaster throughout the day, and you'll finally feel clear-headed and excited about life again. Tell me in the comments which scenario is the one that you really want. Which one best describes why you showed up today? Before we go any further, I should formally introduce myself. Hi, I'm Lindsay Dalton. I am a wife and mama of 2 girls. I'm also a pharmacist and the founder of the Energy Reboot Method. I help busy moms increase their energy so they can lose weight, enjoy time with their families, and get more done. I spent years in trial and error trying to increase my energy, so it became my life mission to help other moms struggling with fatigue do the same. This was me 2 years ago when I was struggling with being tired all the time, no matter what I did. I mean, look, I've got my coffee, those tired eyes. Oh my goodness. I can clearly remember one afternoon, I was sitting on the floor playing with my then 3-year-old, and I could barely keep my eyes open. I was just sitting there, occasionally shutting my eyes, trying to make it so she wouldn't notice. Finally, I just told her, Mommy has to lay down. I literally could not fight it anymore. So I laid down on the couch, turned the TV on for her, and I just dozed in and out of sleep. It was heartbreaking. Like, I couldn't even sit on the floor and play with my child. I was filled with so much guilt for the mom I was being and so much frustration because I felt like I was doing everything I could think of to try and then still not have more energy. Does anyone else feel like that? The guilt, the frustration? Tell me in the comments if you're struggling with the same thing or maybe something similar. I'm sure I'm not the only one who is doing more harm than good because I thought I was doing all the right things. There I was feeling guilty and frustrated and angry, and I decided no more. I made an appointment to see my doctor and explain to him what was going on. I think I had a 9 a.m. appointment. And as I was sitting in the room waiting, I could barely keep my eyes open at 9 a.m. I had just woken up not long before that. And it wasn't like I had a newborn and was getting up multiple times a night. Anyway, my doctor wanted to check my thyroid. And when those results came back normal, I was again left to figure it out on my own. I decided then and there that I would no longer live like this. I decided that I was going to figure out how to increase my energy, and it didn't matter how long it took me or what I had to do. I made a decision that I was going to figure out how to have steady energy all day long without relying on coffee, doing restrictive fad diets, or high intensity exercise. And that's when I started the journey that got me to where I am today, here with you, sharing my methodology with my clients so that they can skip over the years of trial and error and the struggle that I went through so they can just get their lives back, their motherhoods back. And that decision led to figuring out that what I had been doing for all those years was almost all completely wrong. I'm so grateful that I made that decision to invest in myself, or else I would probably still be trying diets and shakes and energy drinks and not getting anywhere. Like Oprah says, when you know better, you do better. Even though I'm now able to have all day energy, it took me years to figure it out. I had to unlearn everything I thought was the right thing to do because I quickly discovered how wrong they were. I had to test out different formulas to see which ones worked for me and my body. I struggled. I was getting up at 5 a.m. to research and listen to lectures before my kids woke up because it was the only time I had to be alone and focus. Did I want to get up at 5 a.m.? Absolutely not. Did I wish my fairy godmother would appear and give me all the answers? Yeah, I did. But I did this for months because I wasn't willing to give up on myself. I knew the life I wanted, and it wasn't what I currently had. I knew I had to make sacrifices to get what I wanted. It took a lot of time and patience, and there was no way I could have arrived at the energy reboot method without having invested in my professional education and becoming an expert in adrenal dysfunction. But I was fully committed to figuring it out. I was not going back to my old ways. What I discovered through all the trial and error was that it wasn't that I was broken or that I just couldn't stick to a diet or that I wasn't going to ever get my energy back because I'm a mom and all moms are tired. I discovered that none of those things were normal or helpful. I figured out that I, in fact, had adrenal dysfunction. And once I started to address the adrenal dysfunction, everything changed for me. And I want to share how I did all of that with you so that you can skip over the trial and error too. Because there is a simpler way to get more energy without the coffee, without the diets, and without the intense exercise. Type yes in the comments if you want a simpler way of doing things. Before we dive into the 3 concepts, I want to share a short case study with you. It's important that you see examples of what real success looks like so that you can ground yourself in the knowing that it's possible for you too. Now, Brooke was a mom of 3 who came to me because she was fed up with feeling tired, snapping at her kids all day, and feeling like she was going through life on autopilot. She had a long history of dieting, intense exercise, perfectionism, and stress. From the outside, she looked to be extremely healthy. And because of that, when she went to her doctor for help, he didn't do much to look into her fatigue. She tried a lot of different things to increase her energy. She did keto, intermittent fasting, running, meal replacement shakes, cleanses, and of course, coffee. After Brooke went through the energy reboot method, she felt amazing. She said she finally felt like her inside matched her outside, and she could get through an entire day without feeling exhausted. She wasn't snapping at her kids as much. They were going out and doing more, and she was starting to revisit some of her old passions. Now, imagine you had energy all day. You felt the joy of being an active participant in life again. You started playing with your kids more and stopped snapping at them. And you had the time and energy to pursue an activity purely because it's something you love. Tell me in the comments, type me if this is what you'd love to achieve without the fad diets, the intense exercise, or the expensive meal replacements. All right, so we are going to start to dive in to a few reasons why what you've been trying to do to increase your energy doesn't work. And if you do resonate with 1 or 2 or even all of these, don't feel bad about it. We all do these things. I personally have done most of these things. It doesn't mean there's something wrong with you. Simply use it as a learning opportunity, and I will get you pointed in a better direction. Number 1, how drinking coffee first thing on an empty stomach makes you crash. Okay. Please let me know in the comments if you have ever done this. I know I have, like, for many, many years, and I had no idea it wasn't a good thing to do. It used to just be a normal part of my routine. I'd wake up and I'd head for the kitchen to make a cup of coffee. I would just drink it as I got ready in the morning, or I would drink it because I was hungry. And some days I wasn't going to eat until a certain time, and I just needed to put something in my stomach. Can anyone relate to this? Let me know in the comments. The good news is I'm not telling you that you can't have coffee in the morning. What I am saying is that you need to have your coffee either with or after breakfast. And here's why. Caffeine in coffee is a metabolic stimulator. When you stimulate your metabolism, you need some kind of metabolic support available, which in this case is energy from food or calories. If you don't have that, you're going to end up feeling anxious, shaky, and wired. You're also going to end up with a severe drop in blood sugar, which causes, you guessed it, an energy crash. Let me know in the comments if this makes sense to you. Have you ever experienced being shaky and anxious after drinking coffee? I know I definitely have. All right, number 2, how keto and intermittent fasting are putting stress on your body. These two fad diets are huge right now. In my journey, I attempted modified versions of both. I was seeing all of these big name health gurus say how amazing they feel eating keto. I wasn't ready to take the plunge and cut out all carbs. So I did what I call just a low carb diet. I was also hearing about intermittent fasting and all the benefits that came along with it. I had tried it in the past, and waiting until noon to eat just was not for me. I could tell that my body wasn't getting enough calories when I was doing it. And I was having a lot of cravings and like urges to binge during my feeding window. So because of this, I just tried to go 12 hours without eating. And after probably 2 or 3 months of this, I was feeling terrible. My energy did not get any better. In fact, it got worse. I was crashing earlier and earlier in the day, had no motivation to do anything at all, and my hair was falling out in handfuls. These diets not only limit your caloric intake, but they limit a major macronutrient, carbohydrates. Carbohydrates are not the enemy here. They are our body's primary fuel source and a fuel that our bodies need in order to feel safe. If our bodies don't feel safe, they go into fight or flight mode, increasing the stress response. This is a recipe for disaster and contributes to adrenal dysfunction. Let me know in the comments. Type me if you have ever done a low carb diet or tried a fasting diet. Number 3, how exercising intensely every day is counterproductive to energy production. I know the feeling all too well, and maybe you did too. You don't want to work out, but you really need that post-workout high. So you go for the run, or you do the HIIT workout or the cycling class or whatever it is that you do. You feel so good afterward. Like, why did I ever resist doing this workout, right? And then an hour, maybe 2 or 3 hours later, you're on the couch exhausted, wondering why you're so tired. Type yes in the comments if this has ever happened to you. This was so me. I joined a cycling studio. I tried it a couple times and I fell in love with the energy, the music, the high I'd get afterwards. It felt great, so I'd go more and more often. Then I started really dreading going. I would literally have to force myself to get up, get my workout clothes on, and go. Sometimes I wouldn't even get that post-workout high. I had completely exhausted my body. What I learned is that I completely wore out my adrenal glands. I couldn't get that energy rush anymore because I couldn't produce enough adrenal hormones. See, exercise is a form of stress. That's the point. You stress your body so that it can then repair itself and build new muscle. I was stressing my body a lot with those workouts and not resting enough to allow my body to do the necessary repairs it needed. My body could not keep up at the rate I was going. I'm not giving you a hall pass to never work out again. No, movement is important to keeping your body healthy. What I am saying is that you do not need to do HIIT workouts. Rest is just as important, if not more, than the exercise itself. Number 4, how reaching for caffeine and carbs is not a cure for the afternoon slump. We've all been there, right? It's 2 or 3 in the afternoon and your eyes start to get heavy. You can't focus on work anymore. You just want to put your head down and close your eyes. If you've been there, please type me in the comments. I know I have. And what is it that we do? We immediately think, I just need a coffee. I just need a snack. And not just any snack, but a carb heavy snack that's going to give me a rush of energy. You go grab a candy bar or a leftover donut from the break room or some chips, crackers, cookies, whatever. Are these snacks going to give you energy? Sure, they will. Of course, the coffee will too, but at a price. Your blood sugar is going to spike, and that's when you get that energy. But all too soon, it's going to come back down hard. Another crash because your blood sugar is bottoming out. So let's see, what would be a better choice? You can still have a snack. You can even still have coffee if you want, but just don't get a Frappuccino, please. Choose something low sugar and choose a snack with protein and or fat. This is going to help stabilize your blood sugar so it doesn't come crashing down. This might be a meat stick, jerky, plain Greek yogurt with a little granola, some cheese, or a handful of nuts or trail mix. These are all super easy, super portable options that you can keep in your purse or at your desk. Go ahead and type yes in the comments if this is something that you're going to try. So number 5, and this might not resonate with you, and that's fine. But this is something I'm very passionate about. So how stimulant medications like Adderall and Ritalin aren't solving your problems. So I was conventionally trained as a pharmacist. I still work in a pharmacy a few times a month. My current beliefs and way of thinking go against what I learned in pharmacy school. Now, I am not saying that what I learned was wrong by any means, because that's not true. I just look at medications a lot differently now that I did then, or even a few years ago. There's a time and place for medications, yes, but many, many times people are simply using them as Band-Aids, covering up symptoms of a bigger problem. For example, someone goes to the doctor and the doctor tells them they have high blood pressure and they need to take a medication. That's what's currently happening. What should be happening is that the doctor wonders why the patient's blood pressure is so high. What is causing that? That is called root cause. Fix the root cause, and the high blood pressure will naturally go away. The same applies with exhaustion. That medication your doctor wants to give you is not going to solve your problem. It's going to artificially stimulate you. Your body is not recovering at all. In fact, stimulant medications come with a lot of side effects, and your body has to metabolize and detox them. You know what that creates? More stress on your body. Does this idea make sense? I know it's kind of a different concept. Just type yes in the comments if this makes sense to you. So we're going to go on to our concept number 2. I want to talk about beliefs. These are some beliefs that have probably crossed your mind at some point. These definitely crossed my mind like a lot when I was going through my struggle with fatigue. Beliefs are powerful, and you can convince yourself of just about anything if you say it enough. So belief number 1, I'm a mom. It's normal to be tired. Oh my gosh, who has said this to themselves? Type me in the comments, please. I might as well just type me in there too. I mean, who hasn't said this to themselves? We're just trying to convince ourselves that we're normal, right? But in all seriousness, fatigue might be common, but it isn't normal. And you deserve so much more than simply accepting a less than optimal existence. Belief number 2, I'm too busy to figure out what to do and then follow through. Yes. Again, I said this to myself so many times. I'm just so busy. I'll do some research tomorrow, over and over again. Have you ever used the busy excuse before? Let me know. Type yes in the comments if you have, but I'm sure we all have. Busyness is glorified these days. We're all trying to look busy so we can complain to our friends how busy we are. And even if you are actually busy, are you busy doing things that you actually enjoy, that light you up? Think about that. I used to say yes to a lot of things I didn't want to do, but not anymore. And just so you know, this is why I created my program. So you don't have to take the time and energy to figure it out, to figure out what to do and how to do it. I did that work for you. Belief number 3, and this is a good one. I've tried everything to increase my energy, but nothing works. I'm sure you have tried a lot of things, but I guarantee you haven't tried everything. It probably feels like you have, but there's always something else out there. Belief number 4, this one is big. I just can't take the time and money and spend it on myself instead of my kids. Oof, I feel that one. How many of you feel that one? Type me in the comments. This one is big for moms. We don't want to spend money on ourselves. We feel guilty. We don't want to take time to do something for us. But think about how you're showing up for them now. Tired. You don't want to do anything. You're snapping at them. You don't want to go on like that. That's why you're here. You want to change. And in order to change, you have to do the work. It will be worth it in the end. The transformation in yourself will be worth it. You are worth the time and the money. And belief number 5, last but not least, all my friends are tired like me, and I don't want them to see me as the peppy Susie homemaker we joke about. Yeah. Friends are important to us. And as adult women, it can be really difficult to make new friends. So when we do make them, we sort of hold on tight and don't let go. It can be scary to go through a transformation, change something about yourself because you're afraid your friends will start to pull away. The thing is, a lot of times we surround ourselves with people going through similar struggles. When you can no longer relate, it can feel threatening and scary. Share what you're going through with them. Maybe they'll want to do it too, but they were afraid to say anything. And if they do pull away, they weren't really your friends in the first place. And we're moving on to concept number 3, the discovery I made that changed everything for me. So the reason you showed up here is because you want to beat fatigue. So you have the energy to play with your kids. Stop relying on coffee and craving afternoon sweets. I'm going to share with you what I discovered that works. During my journey, I truly thought I was doing everything right. I was eating a low-carb diet because that's what everyone was saying was working. I was also doing time-restricted eating because, again, everyone was getting amazing results and saying how good for you it was. Meanwhile, I was exhausted. I'd wake up starving, but hold off on eating because I wasn't supposed to eat until a certain time. My energy would crash hard in the afternoon, and I wasn't even sleeping well. I was also working out 6 days a week, including a high-intensity cycling workout on Sunday mornings. I seriously dreaded going to the studio. Sometimes I'd feel really good afterward, but I would always crash a few hours later and be useless the rest of the day. I was literally running on empty. It wasn't until I started listening to my body that I realized that what I was doing was the complete opposite to what I needed to do to have more energy. I wasn't supporting my body, I was depleting it. What I did and what you have to do is address the root cause of your fatigue, which is adrenal dysfunction. Then you need a proven method, a step by step plan in place that addresses the root cause so that you can stop doing all the things that don't work and just focus on the key elements that do. I discovered that in order to get rid of adrenal dysfunction, I needed these 5 things. I needed to address my adrenal dysfunction. I needed a step-by-step plan that taught me what to do and why. I needed to address my mental stress, my nutrition, and my exercise. I needed a professional that I could ask questions to and get support from. I needed to have a support system in place for when it gets tough. These 5 elements were absolutely crucial to being successful at increasing my energy. Adrenal dysfunction was the key for me, and I know it will be the key for other mamas out there as well. Having a step-by-step plan to go through is priceless, especially when you're exhausted. You don't have the energy to try to figure out what to do. You just need someone to say, okay, do this next. Addressing mental stress, nutrition, and exercise are huge when balancing your adrenals. Decreasing physical and mental stress is key to increasing energy. Having a professional who is knowledgeable, available to ask questions to is amazing. Of course, you'll get stuck or need clarification or want to ask questions. That's totally normal. So having someone there feels like a safety net. Having a support system available when going through a big transformation is huge. You will need cheerleaders, people in your corner who know what you're going through. That's why group workout classes with friends are so fun, right? The camaraderie. It's always great to have others to bounce ideas off of, share stories, tips, and more. I created this program because I know there are others out there suffering like I was. I don't want anyone else to have to go through the struggle and the time it took me to feel better. I mean, it took me years. I missed out on so much fun and joy with my family because I was tired. I don't want that for other moms. So, what do you think? Would you rather keep trying to increase your energy using the old way of trying different fad diets, drinking coffee all day, chasing your crashes with carb-heavy snacks? Or do you want to try a new way using a step-by-step process with a professional to ask questions to and a community of others going through the exact same thing? Let me know. Type old way or new way in the comments. All right, so let's do a quick review of the core concepts I just went over. Here's what you learned during our time together today. So concept number 1, the real reason why what you're trying isn't working. And you discovered that using coffee to wake up in the morning, fad diets, high intensity exercise, high carb snacks, and stimulant medications are not solving your problems. In fact, they may be making them worse and keeping you on this energy roller coaster with ups and downs all day long. Core concept number 2, the false beliefs and misconceptions. And you now understand that, in fact, not all moms are tired. So don't give up. You are worth the time and the money to keep doing the work, because remember, you haven't tried everything and you do have enough time. Don't be afraid of losing your friends, because hey, maybe you'll inspire them to do the same. Core concept number 3, the discovery I made that changed everything for me. This is super powerful because adrenal dysfunction was the answer for me. And I walked you through the exact method that I used and use with all of my clients to get them more energy without the diets, without the intense exercise, and without expensive meal replacements. So you showed up today because you want all day energy without having to give up carbs and breakfast. You want a simpler way to achieve having more energy without going for a run every day. You want to stop feeling guilty for not playing with your kids or snapping at them. And you want more energy so you can feel confident, joyful, and fulfilled. And at the beginning of this training, I made you a promise. I promised, but by the end of this training, I will show you how to shift away from running on coffee, chasing diets, and snapping at your family so you can regain the energy you need, get more done, and actually enjoy spending time with your family. Now, here's the thing I want you to remember. Everything I've shared with you today isn't some random theory or some idea that I think might work for you. Everything I walked you through today works. It worked for me and it's worked for my clients who all started from a similar spot you are in right now. I'm not special and they aren't special. We all have families, houses to take care of, and jobs. And if they can do it, if I can do it, I am so confident that you can do it too. You already know that you can achieve all day energy as long as you have accountability and a plan to follow. So you're halfway there already. So would you like me to help you get all day energy? Type yes in the comments if you would like me to help you do that. Now you have a choice. You can continue to do what you're doing, jumping from fad diet to fad diet, exercising every day, guzzling coffee, hoping that it works, even though it never has before. Or you can choose the simpler path and use the energy reboot method that comes with the proven system and accountability so you can get to your goal. The choice is yours. Now, throughout the webinar, you heard me mention the energy reboot method. This is how I can help you achieve all day energy. So would it be okay if I took a couple minutes to share how I can best help you? Just type yes in the comments if that's okay with you. My job is to give you the right information so that you can achieve having more energy without the struggle. And then I'll give you that free gift I mentioned at the beginning of the training, of course. Okay, awesome. So I am honored to be sharing this opportunity with you because the best way I can help you is by personally supporting each of you. So what I've done is I've set aside some time over the next 2 to 3 days to speak with you personally about how I can support you to apply what we talked about today so that you can get more energy. I do that with a call called the Energy Breakthrough Call. The best part is that in our 45-minute call, the Energy Breakthrough Call, you will gain so much confidence because you'll be able to see how this system works so well that you'll be like, how is this call free? You should be charging for this. While I'm certainly not the only one in the health and wellness industry, there are lots of other people doing it, which is great. I'm the best at working with busy moms who want to have more energy without fad diets or intense exercise. I transformed my own life. So here is what to do next. You're going to use this link and I'm going to post it in the chat to schedule your 45-minute energy breakthrough call. So let me just pop this in the chat here. There it is. That is the link. So this is what it will look like when you go over to my online scheduler. Once you're here, you'll notice you want to find your time zone and then click set time zone. Then you'll find a day and time that works for you. Fill out your information and you're done. And then after you schedule your call, you'll get reminder emails so you won't forget. The calls are done over the phone, and I'll contact you at the start time of the call. Easy peasy. Now that you've seen how to schedule your energy breakthrough call with me, I want to cover a couple of specifics. On the energy breakthrough call, I'm going to help you create a simple plan so you can have more energy and transform your life without being on a diet or spending all your time exercising. We'll get clear on your specific goal and why you want it, any obstacles and challenges that would derail your success, how to handle negativity or pressure from others, and any self-sabotage that's happening. This way, by the time the call's over and you'll leave, you'll have helpful strategies that propel your success. Does this sound good? Type yes in the comments if you know that having a call like this will help you. And here's the important thing to know. This call is 100% free. Now you might be thinking, okay, there must be a catch to this. You just told me all the ways you're going to help me. So why is this call free? First, the call's free because this is my mission in life. Literally, my life's work is to support busy moms to get more energy. Okay. I have a core value in my business where I offer value first. I start off just by helping you with this webinar and with the call. I know that I can help you overcome some of the barriers that have been stopping you from achieving all day energy in a super short period of time. Second, I know that there are many of you listening that want more personalized support and accountability. If you are someone who knows that in order for you to succeed, you need that, then great. We can discuss next steps on the call to determine if you are the right fit for the energy reboot method. And if not, that's completely okay. You'll get to leave the call with so much value, clarity, and confidence. And of course, we'll part as friends too. There is one thing though. If you're looking for a quick fix or a magic pill, so to speak, a way to increase your energy where you don't care if it supports the health of your body and your hormones, your mind and body, this call is not for you. This call is also not for you if you blame others. If you're looking for a quick fix and not interested in health and well-being, if you're not patient with yourself, if you're not committed to having more energy, and if you're not open-minded to a new way of doing things. Look, I know that this system works. I've shown you in examples throughout this training that this works. And there is a reason that they've achieved having more energy. My clients were committed to their goals. I want success so bad for my clients and for you, but I can't be the only one putting in the effort. I 100% believe and know that when you commit to goals using this system, then you achieve success. So the first step is to schedule an energy breakthrough call. If you're someone who wants more energy and is ready to commit, then this call is for you. This call is also for you if you are ready to stop doing all the things that don't work or the things you think you should do and focus on the proven system that does work. This call is for you if you know that the road to success isn't straight, it's windy, but you're committed. If you want to learn about nutrition, moving your body, and mastering your mind. This call is for you if you are coachable and ask for support and accountability. And if you are tired of trying things that don't work and you are done just getting short-term results. If this is you, if you are someone who wants the support and accountability so that you can sidestep all those obstacles that used to hold you back, then make sure you schedule your call right now because spots are limited. I don't have a call center doing these. You and I are going to jump on the phone together so I can do my absolute best to support you. So even if you've tried keto or intermittent fasting and it hasn't worked, or even if you don't have time or support from anyone else, this works. This works for you because it's based on balancing your adrenals, and it includes the support and the accountability that traditional methods don't. There are nuances that only an expert can help you with because there are many other factors involved that traditional programs don't cover. You'll have to think about your mindset, your habits, your environment, the people you surround yourself with. We don't exist in a vacuum. So head over to the online calendar to secure your energy reboot call right now, because there is a very big difference between trying to figure this out on your own and working with an expert who has a track record of success. So it's present time, everybody's favorite time, right? Thank you guys so much for attending this training. And as promised, here is the 5 easy dinners for busy weeknights that you get as my gift for coming and committing to increasing your energy. I've just put the link into the chat box. You can click the link there and the PDF will download, or you can just copy and paste it into a browser. And if for some reason it doesn't work, don't worry, just shoot me an email and I will send it over to you. No problem. So we did it, everyone. Thank you so much for coming today. As I said before, my mission, my purpose on this planet is to save the right people from having to experience what I did and give them a simpler way to have more energy. If you booked a call, then I cannot wait to talk with you. The call is all about me being of service to you. And if we both agree that you're the right fit, then we can discuss what that looks like. Either way, you'll get so much out of our time together. I'm really, really looking forward to talking with you. Thanks again, everyone. We will talk soon.